This convention provides a great opportunity for cattlemen and women to catch up on all the latest news affecting the industry, and many were interested to hear more about McDonald's pledge to serve verified sustainable beef within the next few years. Joining us now on the set is Bob Langert. He's the Vice President of Sustainability for McDonald's. Bob, thanks so much for being on our show, and thanks for coming to the convention.
I love being here.
You know, this morning you shared a couple of very interesting statistics relative to the size of your customer base and your scale as a beef customer yourselves. Tell folks a bit about those statistics.
I think the first interesting statistic is that we serve now 70 million people a day. I mean, think of that. And then, so 70 million people a day across 119 countries. So our brand is big, it has a lot of influence, and we take that responsibility to serve these customers very seriously. And you know, our work on sustainability, interesting enough, it's consumer driven. You know, I want everybody to know this is not just some sort of small little effort being driven by some activist group. That's the last thing this is all about. This is about helping those consumers want to buy more beef. You know, our scope is big. On the other hand, another statistic is about our beef. Do you know that we have 5 burgers on our menu that are billion-dollar brands?
I was shocked by that this morning. That's an amazing, amazing statistic.
So we think sustainable beef is all about opportunity to build those brands, and why not have a 6th and 7th brand of beef to sell more beef? So the consumer drives everything we do. And if we satisfy the consumer and their interest in where beef comes from, how it's processed, all the issues related to people and planet and animals, we think they're going to be more interested in beef and buy more beef.
Absolutely. Now, sustainability is nothing new to McDonald's, and in fact, you have quite a bit of experience. Tell folks about some of your other sustainability initiatives.
Well, you're right about, you know, our work on beef really fits into a bigger picture of us being a socially responsible company. I mean, take a look at the menu changes we made in the last 10 years related to more salads, vegetables, fruit, apple slices, yogurt, oatmeal, whole grains. You know, by the way, none of this was on our menu prior to 2002, none of it.
Right. If
we didn't respond to that consumer with these nutritional changes, you know, our business wouldn't be growing the way it is. Take a look at the way we give back to the Ronald McDonald House charity. So sustainability is not only nutrition, sourcing, environment, but it's giving back to the community. And look at the people that deliver our food to the customers every day. You know that we have 1.8 million people that work for McDonald's?
That's amazing.
You know, serving those great tasting, affordable, safe, high quality burgers. And now part of the equation is, let's bring sustainability to the customer.
You know, the one thing that I heard a lot of after you launched the press release about sustainable beef by 2016 was, what does sustainability mean? So how do you define beef sustainability?
I think that's the question. And when you say, how do we define sustainability, I will throw back the question to the audience. And I think that's the first challenge that we all collectively have to answer. By the way, we don't want a McDonald's definition of sustainable beef. We want this definition to be developed by producers, ranchers, processors, retailers. We want our competition to be at the table. That's why we've helped form a global roundtable for sustainable beef, where rational scientific thought can help define what's sustainable beef, so that we're all harmonized going after the same thing.
I think I know the answer to this question, but based on your presentation, it doesn't sound like you're interested in mandating specific production changes to make McDonald's sustainable beef, but tell folks what your thoughts are in that regard.
The last thing we want to do is mandate. Our corporate culture is the exact opposite. By the way, we have 5,000 owner-operators that own our business across the world. In the United States here, 90% of our restaurants are owned by independent owner-operators, by the way, that don't want to be told what to do. They're about as independent as your audience is.
Right.
So, no, we're not going to mandate, we're going to collaborate. This is all about working together. And it's about having a different mindset at sustainability. I think some are looking at sustainability maybe with fear, maybe with cynicism, maybe like, oh, what do we have to do?
Yeah.
Let's eliminate that.
Yeah.
This is not about fear, this is about opportunity. You know, we need to grow our business. We want to sell more burgers. We want to help the beef industry be successful. And our definition of sustainability that we're going to advocate for not only is it good for people and the planet, it's good for the economic viability of the entire industry. Our business, the beef industry. Sustainability needs to be economically viable as well.
And so let's talk about potential impacts to beef producers here in the United States and abroad. How do you perceive this effort impacting our audience, those people who are out there on farms, ranches, and feedlots producing the product that you serve every day?
Well, first of all, we want to work together and actually start purchasing sustainable beef that comes from verified sources by 2016. So what needs to do to get there? By the way, I often hear from producers and ranchers that I talk to that my business and my ranch and what I do is sustainable. And by the way, I believe that. So I believe we have a great base to come from. However, the challenge is we can't just say we're sustainable. We have to prove it.
Gotcha.
We have to measure it. We got to show data and statistics that show that. I really love the work that the National Cattlemen and Beef Association is doing on the life assessment work, showing how less water, less energy is being used to produce beef is fantastic information.
Yes.
Let's keep that going. Let's have more proof points, and let's show a way to define it so that customers like us can bring it to the customer.
Yeah, I love the comment of measure it, prove it, and then commit to improving it. And I think that's something we can all commit to.
We could always get better.
Absolutely. So tell us about the verification process. What do you anticipate the steps will be as you verify sustainable beef that you're going to sell by 2016?
I think we're going to see a lot of creativity and innovation as to how this is done. So I think the jury's out on that. All I can tell you is that there's a lot of different interesting models to look at to see what we can do in beef. By the way, in our restaurants today, in the United States, we have verified sustainable fish sandwiches that come from the Marine Stewardship Council. All of our espresso coffee comes from Rainforest Alliance certified process. So who's going to be a third party that we work with? How is this all going to be developed? I think it's in the hands of all of us to work together.
So one last question. Summarize why you believe this is an effort that's important not only to McDonald's, but to beef cattle producers as well.
Because the consumer wants it, the consumer needs it, the consumer is dramatically changing. We cannot sit back, and we have to recognize that this consumer, their high expectations of us are enormous. They want to know where their food comes from.
Yep.
They want it to be responsible. They want proof points for planet, people, and profit. They're not going to just take storytelling anymore. Isn't the world transparent? All the stuff that goes on the internet. I think a lot of us are saying, hey, that's not good for business.
Right.
I say it is good for business. Let's use transparency, disclosure to show the great beef system we have and bring it to the consumer. So this is completely consumer driven. And I think what's going to benefit your audience and us is those 70 million people a day that are coming to McDonald's. Why not 80? Why not 90?
Right.
And they're choosing beef more often than ever. Yeah. It's going to benefit us, benefit the beef industry.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of all beef cattle producers, I want to thank you for the huge customer you are to our industry and all you do to sell more of our product around the globe.
Well, thanks for this chance to talk to you.
Thanks for coming. If you're interested in investing in the future of our great industry, now's a perfect time to join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. It's easy. Just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us online at beefusa.org.